Welcome to Dancing with Time, hosted by Beth Amin and me, Patti Teal. This podcast is all about self-care, inspiring and supporting each other to live our essential nature, which is timeless. I'm not young, I'm not old, I just am. Join us for conversation, movement, and meditation. Let's get started.
Hello, everyone. We're so happy to have you here. I'm Beth Amin, and this is Patti Teal. This is our weekly podcast called Dancing with Time. It's the joys of self-care, self-love, and we so love talking with you and to you and all the response that we love to have. So this week's topic, we thought we'd explore, if you notice in our little intro, we have, I'm not young, I'm not old, I just am. And we wanted to talk a little bit about where did that come from? So I'm just before Patti joins in, I'll just give you a little bit of background on that. And for one thing, the show is very much about liberation from being confined, from being defined by the externals that are all around you and bombarding us all the time. It's about self-love and self-care and self-relationship. So, and really discovering your unique essence. And that's what we would love we're doing ourselves and give you tools for. So having that been said, when Patti and I spoke about the concept of this podcast, it was originally going to be for elders and for seniors. And then and we both thought, oh, we feel really confined by that because I just am. I'm not young. I'm not old. I just am. I am a unique being living this life and, growing and expanding and seeking to enjoy every moment and make the most of it. So that's why we put that in there, because so much of what we're looking at is to find our own unique essence without all the conditioning and all the pressure from the outside world. So Patti, what do you have to say on that topic, on that thing there?
You did such a good job with that, Beth. I mean, I know I like to spend time with all age groups. And I'm not particularly happy with how society likes to segregate us. But that being said, it is true that different generations have their unique challenges and their unique strengths. I do think that's true. Even one of my kids was born in 1979, my oldest, and she doesn't have the same computer savvy, or she's not glued to her cell phone like my millennium kids who maybe were born in 1987. There just was a big change. But I mean, underneath it all, we all deal with challenges. And I think a lot of the younger, whether it's millenniums, or I even deal with a lot younger people. I teach autistic kids online. I guess they'd be Gen Z or Gen Alpha. And I have such a good time with them. It would be a piece missing from my life if I didn't interact with them. That being said, I learn a lot from them too. Like Minecraft is a huge thing they talk about all the time. Evidently, it's a video game I'm going to have to check out. So we have those differences that are really inconsequential in a way. And then there's the core of who we are. And so they also need nurturing and to find themselves away from all the pressure of the social media and the selfies. And so I think for all of us, self-care is really important. And just one more thing, it kind of makes me angry when I read articles about how some writers pit us against each other. Millenniums hate to work with the boomers. Yes. And I hope that's not true. I love to work with them. I think it's just great. And then the marketing ploy I read, because I have a background in marketing, boomers don't do this and boomers don't do that. And millenniums do this and millenniums do that. So a lot of it is based on that. Anyway, little rambly, but you know what I'm saying, Beth. And I hope you audience, I hope you guys know too.
Well, I find that I find just the opposite. Everyone is so kind to me. What I may lack in, and I don't even want to say lack, but if I'm having a challenge understanding some really deep computer process, which they can do so easily, they just help me. And they just adore that I've had this life experience and that I was there when Jimi Hendrix was
Right.
playing music, and
Right,
they
right.
want to know all about
Yes.
it, and they like
Mhm.
they really truly love the stability that comes with having passed through all these decades, and they're very
Mhm.
curious about it, and we all add to each other's aliveness. So that's why I just
No,
like to
I love it too. I have not experienced it personally either. I just have
yeah.
read that that's supposedly what's going on. Who knows what the writer was thinking? But some of the kids that I work with online, I know one of my students asked me the other day, I was talking about my son, and she's like, "How old is he?" And I'm like, "He's 40." She's like, "40? How old are you?" And I'm like, "I'm in my 60s." And it was almost like incomprehensible. But we have a great time and it doesn't affect anything. And I think, except in a positive way, I think they keep me up to date on things, and hopefully I give them some information. So I love it.
Yeah, exactly. It's so important. And in many cultures, they do, all ages are really, united. They've got the grandmas and everybody's living under one roof, and
Hmm.
all that. But I think, yeah, so it really is a natural approach. And I'm glad that we have the opportunity to enliven each other, all generations. I think that's so cool that you work with the kids like that too.
Well, yeah, and I remember when we were planning to have it be, an older audience, and we were both so relieved when we go, well, no, everybody needs to get in touch with their essence, whether they're 15 or 25 or 55 or Lord knows in
Yes.
their 60s, so
Or
or more.
70s, or but and it's fascinating to me what I'm perceiving from conversations from everyone. That's kind of my pulse. Like, I'm sort of an on the streets type person, and so I
Mhm.
listen to all these conversations, and so many people are feeling deeply. I don't know if it's a planetary thing. We've just come to this point that they really want to know who they are without all the conditioning that has come from the culture, from tribal history, from everything outside, parental, everything outside of yourself that is really maybe told you who you are. And so it's a very big push of self-discovery. And this would be in people who are shifting relationships, retirees. I think women coming to into who they are. There's so many conflicting messages in the culture for
There
women.
are, there
Well,
really
and for
are.
men too. For men
Yes.
too, like who you're supposed to be. Well, wait a minute, maybe I'm more, or maybe who am I? Maybe I'm a combination of things. And I do want to say that that's why I am putting together this course right now that I hope you all may join in. It's an online course and I'm super excited about it. It's called Who Am I Now?
I
And we're
love
going to
that.
oh, thank you. We're going to use my book and we're really going to explore, like, okay, if I take off this piece of what I was told about who I ought to be, then I have, okay, then what do I fill it with? Who am I now? And so
Right.
we'll really do some nice explorations with that. Patty, before we go into questions from our audience, is there
Mhm.
anything else you want to add to any of that?
Well, yes, I just wanted to say that this is an amazing time to be alive, really. And it's hard to believe, but I remember back 20 years, I have a friend who's an energy healer. It was
Mhm.
very out there and not very accepted. So, those of you who are in your 20s and 30s probably don't even know how far we've come that way. It's not weird anymore to hear about people that, are channeling or psychics or have developed their consciousness to other levels, but back 20 years ago it was very stigmatized. So
Yes.
mhm,
I think you're right. And okay, I just want to make, on that note, I just want to throw in how, a little bit about, because I'm so involved in dance. That is really one of the great focuses of my life and my life as an artist, that, 50 years ago when I was performing as a belly dancer, we were thrown in with, they just couldn't figure us out. And we would just say, no, we're artists.
mhm.
We're coming to present the beauty and the sensuality of the feminine through a really ancient art form that came, in goddess times. And so that was like huge. But we wore all this costuming and we're very demure and all that kind of stuff. So fast forward, I now take pole dance classes at this incredible studio. And these women, I am so honored to be there. And I'm so also astounded daily at not only their physical power and their artistic power, but their absolute bravery to just show up. And what that would have been, that just wouldn't even, there was just no way even for that to fit then. So I think you're right. There are more roads for us to explore, more liberated roads for us to explore now who we essentially are and build that. And then that creates more community love too, because like, oh, I can add my beautiful part to this beautiful part. And it's super cool.
Yeah.
So,
and at the same time, there's a danger to people who become so focused on the external. There's that going on as well. And then those people suffer because they're not getting in touch with their true nature. And there's a lot of depression and anxiety today. So it's just important for all of us to get in touch with who we really are, the essence of who we are, not our outside shell.
Exactly, which brings me to my first question from our audience. And then Patti, I'd like you to present the one that you had this week. But my first question was, what are the best ways to connect to my essence? And a good question. And we think we have a good answer. I think in my humble experience as being really a mentor of personal self-expression for half a century would be movement and meditation, which is what we give you every week. And then I would add a third thing, which is journaling. I think the writing component of just speaking to your inner self through writing is huge. But when you are in movement, you are in the eternal, you are not in your mind, you are really connecting to the deepest levels of the human experience. And when you're in meditation, you've stopped your thoughts, so you actually are able to be in a very authentic place without the restriction of perpetual repetitive thought. And then journaling is the writing component where you can actually speak to yourself just by letting it out. So I think all those things are perfect. So thank you for that great question. And Patti, what did you have from our audience this week?
Well, some people may know that I did meditation for children in a career back, and also relaxation. And I wrote a book about it and that kind of thing. And somebody must have known that because they asked me, how do we help our kids to find their true essence? And, it's really very similar to what we do with adults. Really, it's just putting it in childlike terms. And I remember when I had my floppy sleep game, and it was progressive relaxation, lift an arm and let it flop. And sometimes people would call up and the trumpet would go whomp, and I'd end up saying, well, how old are you? And they'd say, oh, I'm really 35, because even though I was trying to help kids, really, it's the same. Yes, it does have to be put in childlike terms for kids, but you help them to, go within, easy meditation. Even little kids, I used to work with like preschool age, and I would have them close their little eyes and put their hands in over their hearts and think about somebody that you truly love and care about, and send love to them. And those are things that we can get at such a young age. So I think it's really the same, just the verbiage may change just a bit. And it's even maybe more important now than ever before, with all the social media and the looks and the pictures making us look perfect. I haven't figured out how to use those filters yet, obviously, but you know what I mean. It's just there's a lot of that pressure that's going on for people, young people.
Yes. And so, yeah. And you are really a meditation expert, and you had the floppy sleep game out, I remember, which was for to help children sleep.
Yeah. And the next one was the inside out blessing game. So it was about going within instead of external. And it was because I was seeing that in kids that were too worried about having the right clothes, the right hair, the right this, the right that.
Mhm.
And it puts a lot of pressure, and it's nothing wrong with clothes. You love clothes. I love clothes. There's
Oh, I
nothing
love
wrong with
clothes,
it, but
yeah.
we just have to not have that be our everything. We have to have,
Well, we have to wear the clothes, not let the clothes wear us. I think,
that's a
isn't
good
that what
thing.
I
That's
think I've heard that.
beautiful.
I
Yeah, I
think
love
I've
that,
heard
Beth.
that before.
That's really
And we all like to
good.
be our own. If it's part of self-expression, then,
Yes.
then that's a good
Mm-hmm.
thing. Well, I think we'll be able to make those available again too, if you have children out there. And they were
Yeah.
so effective and so popular, Patty's
Mm-hmm. Thank
meditation
you. Thank you.
things. So we would do that. So, well, it looks like it's just about time. Anything you want to add to that, Patty, before it's time for our movement and meditation
No,
segments?
just that we would love to get your thoughts on
Oh,
anything that
we
we've
would.
talked about, and make it more interactive. And then next week we'll read whatever your comments are or questions. So please write us.
Yeah, put it in. Well, we'll be posting on YouTube. So please put your comments there. And then we'll also be on 15 national audio portables, including Spotify and Amazon. So I think there might be a place for it to
Yes, there will be.
respond there
Mhm.
as well.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
yeah, this is interactive. We're all about interaction, and we would certainly love to hear from you. So add your 2 cents, and we'd love to answer your questions.
Absolutely.
All right, so I guess it's time now for our movement and our meditation. So, okay, we'll join you
I'm
in a
ready.
couple of seconds. All right. Hi, everyone. I call this Joyous Movement. I'm Beth Amin, and we're here for our movement segment in our lovely podcast, Dancing with Time. And if you're just listening to the audio, enjoy the music and try to move along as best you can. Even if you're sitting in your chair, you can wave your arms, you can breathe, you can lift your legs, and just get in this 4 to 5 minutes of joyful expression through the body. All right, here we go. I want you to start out by shifting your weight from one foot to the other. And this is if you're standing, of course. In your chair, you can still shift your weight. Just getting a sense of your body flowing through time, moving and a grooving. One foot, lift one foot and shift your weight to the other. Yeah, we can get in that groove. Now, add a slight turn to the upper body. When you lift, you turn. I'm going to come a little closer because we got a little winter rain here in Santa Barbara. It's a bit dark today. It's actually a summer rain. We had a hurricane blow by, I think. All right, here we go. And of course, I want you to start becoming aware of your breath. So now let's have our palms up, breathing in, palms down, breathing out. Continue shifting your weight, bringing up and down, breathing in and breathing out. Now, take both arms, make a nice circle as you shift your weight. Breathing in and out, breathing in and out, breathing in and out. All right, very nice. Now let's take a little cruise. I want you to have your hand and your foot go together, turning slightly towards the center of your body. And just come on out and reach. Let's grab something. Something we want to just draw in. Why not? So slightly turn, hand and foot, and grab. All right, let's try that song again. Now we're going to continue with this step together. Step, touch. Very simple dance step that you can use for everything. And we're going to bring our feet together and our arms up to the side. So open, closing up. Arms up when the feet come together. Take that for a little walk. And of course, I also do have very full dance movement videos at the Loop Village, and we'll supply you with those links too. That's a full half give me a touch and a cross. Let's speed that up. Oh, feels good. Now step and touch, swing to the side again like we did before. Just gentle movement for a super cool kind of movie day. And back to circling and the breath. Breathing in and out. In to one side and out to the other. Let's switch directions on that. Bringing in and around as you breathe in and out. Breathe in. And remember, if you're at your desk all day and you can only do one simple thing, you might want to just give a little kick. Give a little kick. Fly a little bit with your arms. You can just raise your knees. Just raise your knees. Give a little bit of a fly and take a few deep breaths. And you'll be amazed at how something so simple can be so refreshing. So a little kick, a little kick, a little lift with the knee, a little lift with the knee, a little flying while you breathe, and all will improve greatly. So thank you so much for being with Patti and me today. And now let's move on to our meditation segment. Mwah!
Today's meditation or topic is I am. It is the simplest of meditations, yet very profound. First, take a moment to sit quietly and relax. Close your eyes and watch your breath. Sit with this I am, this natural sense of being without effort. I am. I exist. It is our very first knowing. I am. I am. Stay with this consciousness. I am. I exist. No story, no history, just simple self-awareness. I am. Stay with this. I am. If thoughts come in, gently release them and come back to I am. The feeling of being. I am. I am. You will sense a spaciousness, a vastness that cannot be described. I am. I am. Don't fight your mind. As your thoughts subside, go back to I am. It's effortless. Your presence is present. I am. You're simply here, sitting in the present moment, in peace, in well-beingness. I am. As you go about your day, while having a cup of tea, or even while gardening or doing household chores, you can go back to this state of I am consciousness. I am. Stay here for as long as you like in this peaceful and expansive state of conscious consciousness. When you're ready, gently open your eyes.